Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem El Shai Shem Rukakwadah. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video. It's going to be a controversial title. The title is Deacon Eythan or Eythan of the IUIC is a secret disciple of Apostle Tahar, and I would guess the other apostles as well. Anyway, what he does, he comes on my page. Now, this video that I did, okay, if you take it, you will be destroyed by the Most High. There's no getting around it. So he had asked the question, which is also, let me do this. I want to give you a good, matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this here. Let me do this right, y'all. Okay, if you can see it. Matter of fact, I'll do it this way. Anyway, this is the question which I open up this video or the comment, whatever. This is concerning hell. You know, the IUIC teaches this silly doctrine that your body burns in hell forever, your soul burns in hell forever. Bishop Nathaniel said, the place where the worm dieth not. He said the worm is your soul. I just want to find it so I can, as you can read it yourself clearly. And a precept came in my mind, Matthew chapter 25, 10 verse 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. The ones that are foolish that had no oil, they're going to go to the ones that do have the oil looking for answers. Because his mind is scrambled. He's in between two, whether to follow Bishop Nathaniel or to follow the leadership of the GMS. All right, give me a second. See, it's on this video here, but I wanted to get it to you crystal clear. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is this. I didn't set this thing up, that's why I'm trying to look for it. Okay, well, this is the actual comment that I'm doing a video on now. It says, but I wanted to find another reply or comment that he made. It said, Tahar, I would kindly want a reply on understanding on this Bible verse. As soon as I read it, I said, this is Deacon Eythan. Because he's, you know, because like I said, you got the head teaching that there's a hell, you're going to die in hell. And he listens to what Bishop Nate has to say, which Bishop Nate doesn't have 100% truth. He knows a lot, but he doesn't have the whole truth. And this is why Deacon Eythan comes to me because he's not getting good sleep. It says on his Bible verse, Isaiah 66, 23 to 24. You could have really just went to 24. It said, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to the other. Where's the rest of this? Let me do it this way. Let me close this up. The other question that he asked was, you know, as a matter of fact, I'll get it. I'll pull up the actual video. Okay, kindly, please give me understanding. Isaiah 66, 23 to 23rd verse says, in the kingdom we're going to honor the Sabbath. It says, from one Sabbath to another shall all flesh, or everybody that's alive in the kingdom, come to worship before me, saith Yahweh. 24th verse. That's the verse you really wanted. You didn't have to give me 23. And they, the people in the kingdom, shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, starting with Israel and then the rest of the nation, because 2/3 of Israel in America, not 2/3 of all Israel, but 2/3 of the Israelites in America will die, 1/3 will make it, which is the elect. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, put out, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. So if you read it and you don't have the understanding, you're going to think in the kingdom, oh, well, here comes the Sabbath. Let's all go see these dead bodies that are in flames and worms around them. Let's go see. So we all get together. It's a Sabbath day, okay? There they go. They still burning. There's still worms in them. There's fire and worms in them. What you have to understand, my dear boy, because you're a boy in this thing. You're not on our level, all right? That's why you coming like Nicodemus, my dude. You coming like Nicodemus at us, man. We know who you are, brother. But just based upon the comments that you put up, I said that's Deacon Eythan. So he's like, to answer this, it's very simple. The scriptures are spoken of in a symbolic, parabolic, poetic way. Like, for example, you read Revelation 19, it says that our Lord's coming back on a white horse. Is he really coming back on a white horse? Now, if you don't know no better, no, he's coming back. That's what it says. He's coming back on a white horse. Well, then in Acts 1, he said he's coming back in a cloud. And then in whatchamacallit, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, he's coming back on what looked to be a mountain. So what is it? It means he's coming back from the heavens in great power. Horse represent power. Mountain represent power. Mountain represent government. He's coming to bring a new government. And when you go through the scriptures, especially the prophetic parts of the scriptures, the different prophets saw the same thing, the same destruction, but they described it in different ways, because they Daniel 2 and Daniel 2 and Daniel 7, the same prophecy, only in 7 it's talking about a different beast, and in Daniel 2 it's talking about an actual statue. Same, the head of gold is the Babylonian Empire, which is the lion with eagle's wings that stood up upon 2 legs and stood up and had a man's mind in it. Same thing. You gotta know. You gotta be able to read through the symbolism. This is why Esau can't get it. This is only parabolic for The ones that came against us, the Israelites didn't come into the truth. The other nations that died in America by the missiles. We're not going to get together. Okay, let's get together. What time is it? It's 6 in the morning. Okay. About 11 o'clock, I'll go and see those dead bodies with the worms in it again. Then after you see it for 2 minutes or whatever, then you go home and say, well, I'll be back next week and see them dead bodies with the worms in it again. You don't, Yahweh Shem Shai has closed your eyes, my man. You ain't got it, dude. And you losing sleep, my dude. You lack the eye salve. I mean, you sound real deep when you're teaching. If I ain't know no better, I said, man, that's the baddest teacher in the world. But you really don't know what's going on. You're not tuned. You're not tuned to the prophecies, my brah. Just saying. And that's why you keep sneaking to me, because the spirit is telling you, yo, that dude Tahar, man, the Most High is dealing with him. No, but wait a minute, no, the Most High is really dealing with Bishop Nate. Nope, he's really dealing with the Apostle Tahar and the rest of the apostles and the bishops and the elders. He said, you got to go to them. They have the truth. The MOTB thing, they're right on that. Bishop Nate is completely wrong. And one time you told me some years, I don't know, 4 years ago, you're right, the mark of the beast is the microchip. But then the Most High took it away from you, because I told you, okay, now that you can see it, when are you going to go to Bishop Nathaniel and the rest of them and tell them that Tahar is right or GMS is right about the MOTB? This is what you said, almost exactly. You said, but how did you say it? You said, but Nathaniel and I think you said Nathaniel and General Rihano. He said the IUIC and the ISUPK are not ready. So I said, well, if you don't tell, in my mind, I said, if you don't tell them, the Most High going to take it from you. He opened up your mind, gave you that truth, but then you played around with it and put it in a napkin, so the Most High took it away from you. That's why maybe a year or two ago, I pulled up the subject concerning the MOTB, and you said, oh, it already happened. Anyway, anywho, not going to make this long. All right. And you guys are trying to be slick Rick on people. Okay, so this is Cambridge Bible for Schools and Colleges, Isaiah 66 and 24. The 23rd verse said we're going to gather on the Sabbath to do this. And this is what we're going to do. Which we're not going to gather. Let's go gather together and see them dead bones. There goes the worms and there goes the fire. Okay, see you next Sabbath. It says, 24th verse, and they worship go forth from the vicinity of Jerusalem, no doubt to the valley of Hinnom. Wait a minute. What is the valley of Hinnom? The valley of Hinnom, if you look it up, it's that great pit where they throw dead animals in. And there's an everlasting fire. And the worms represent the perimeter of the pit. Because some of the animals were kind of not burnt. It was kind of halfway out the pit. So those are worms. So if you hop on a time machine and go back to the valley of Hinnom, let's say 2,000 years ago, and you go to perimeter of it, you're going to see worms around. Those are the dead carcasses that are not burnt, that are decomposing. Worms and parasites, bacteria. That's why your body turns into bones, because it's the worms, bacteria, parasites that eat you alive. Because your immune system, the reason why you're not eaten alive while you live It's because your immune system is fighting, constantly fighting. Immune means in service. People that get sick and die, they have a low immune. People that are AIDS victims, what does the word AIDS mean? It means acquired immuno, what is it? Acquired immuno, meaning immune system. Deficiency, your immune system is deficient. Syndrome. So it says, Hinnom. So when Isaiah saw it, he saw the destruction. When you go to Isaiah 66 and 15, read the whole chapter. It builds up to the destruction by the missiles, by fire. But then that 24th verse, it's talking about after the, he's going to look down when everybody's in there and he sees America, but he describes it as being Gehenna. Although he doesn't say it. Now, Yahushua quoted what Isaiah said in Isaiah 66. He said, "Would a worm die if not, and the fire is not quenched?" When you die, when your body dies, the only thing that's alive in that coffin is those worms, bacteria, parasite eating your flesh. So the big picture was America is just going to be a big valley of. America is a valley. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Valley means low land between mountains, right? Mountains represent government. The Babylon the Great is a lowland. It's not really it's a fake mountain. It's a fake mountain, like Hollywood. Hollywood, you have sound stages. Like you're gonna make a western. It's not really in the west. It's got a sound stage. The Huxtables. That whole this house that the Huxtables was in was in a studio, and I've been in that studio. It's in Long Island City. You got Silver Cup Studios, and you got another studio. And I actually went in both of them studios because I used to do deliveries down there. The Jeffersons, all those different sitcoms, and they in a house. It ain't really a house. It's a studio. It tells you at the end, this was filmed in so-and-so Silver Cup Studios or whatever. But now when they make movies, a lot of times they'll use actual houses. So America's nothing but a facade. It looks like the great place, but when you get in there, it's all bullshit, And look at what's happened to these immigrants or whatever they call them, whatever word you want to use them, migrants, the Venezuelans. And man, what they did to them was fucked up. They let them in. First of all, you leave in your country that you've been born in, that you don't want to leave, and you go into another country looking for a better life, and you're getting a runaround. That's why they fucking fighting and shit, And no more Israelites any damn way. There's going to be a lot of them, at least 12,000 of them are going to come out of that with their families. They're going to come into Israel. So that's the Valley of Hinnom, which America is just going to be likened unto the Valley of Hinnom. It's not hard, bruh. Nehemiah 11:30. Go to the Point Village. Beersheba, Valley of Hinnom. Joshua 15:8. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom to the south. Hinnom is a valley where you put dead animals in. And also Israel put their babies in there to the god of Molech. Joshua 18:16. And the border came and the son of Hinnom. What's it? 2 Chronicles 28. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burnt his children. There it is. And burnt his children in the fire. After the incense was to the other gods, to appease the other god, Molech. He said, let me read it again. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is Gehenna in the New Testament in the Greek, and burnt his children in the fire of Hinnom, after the abomination of the heathen, the other nations, whom Yahweh had cast out before the children of Israel. Who were the heathens that were cast out before the children of Israel? The Canaanites. They were following the different gods. One of them was Molech. And to appease Molech, you burn incense and you sacrifice your child. That's why Jacob's catching hell right now. That's why they went into hardcore slavery. Because Most High wanted to get you good. Jeremiah 7:32. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be called Tophat, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. So what is that talking about? The valley of slaughter is another name for Babylon the Great. Let me say it again. It says it's no longer be called this name, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. The lowland of slaughter. What does the word slaughter mean? It means mass death. So what is the valley of slaughter? Babylon the Great, the U.S., America. For they shall bury in Tophet till there's no place. So this is semi-poetic. This is 2 Kings 23:10. And he defiled Tophet, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire to Molech. Didn't I say that? So that's what Israelites were doing. They were taking their children to, they would light incense, then they would take their child, and they would burn their child in Hinnom, which Hinnom was for dead animals. It was a garbage dump. But they would throw their babies up in there so they can get a blessing from Molech. That's why the Most High that's why ultimately the Most High gonna jack up 2/3 of our people. You're talking about the community. The community was the one that, first of all, you guys ain't about the community. The community was the ones that was throwing their children in the fire in the name of Molech. What the hell am I gonna praise them for? It says the men that rebelled against me, which are the Israelites, which ultimately is talking about all the nations that's in America. The apostates, because now what are we in the season of? We're in the season of apostatism, where you got a lot of guys teaching a lot of madness, but they're set up as stumbling blocks to get the ones that are not really in the truth, that are not elect, to follow them so they can be destroyed. Most High set you up to destroy you. The apostates, Bishop Nathaniel is an apostate. So he's teaching things that he ought not to teach. It's for filthy lucre's sake. I believe that's in Titus. I'm gonna probably go to that. So often referred to in the last 2 chapters, for their worm shall not die. So I'm gonna give you some precepts here. The first one is Judith 16 and 17. Woe to the nations that rise up against my kindred. Yahweh Almighty will take vengeance of them in the day of judgment. What is the ultimate day of judgment? When the missiles drop, when the Lord come back. And putting fire and worms in their flesh. They're going to be on fire, and worms just represents, there's another way of death. You know, people say you're worm food. People say if you die, oh, well, he took a dust nap. Or you're worm food, meaning the only thing that's going to be alive in that coffin or in that dead body is worms, parasites, and you got biotics, which is parasites, right? It says putting fire and worms in their flesh, and they shall. Now, Bishop Nate said the worm is you. So how can the worm, which is you, be in your flesh? And they shall fill them and weep forever. Meaning they're going to weep for a time. This is not talking about an eternal hell. Where am I? Come on back. Next precept. So this is Sirach 7 and 17. Humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. Oh, well, if you humble yourself, you're not going to get this fire and worms. And the fire and worms represents the spiritual Gehenna, or a spiritual valley of Hinnom, which is America. Mark 9 and 44. Where their worm dies not, and the fire is not quenched. It's not talking about an eternal hell. It says, and abhorring, the Hebrew word occurs again only in Daniel 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall. Now, we're not sleeping in dust. Dust represents confusion. Awaken. So the ones that we were all in the dust, and some of us awakened and some of us stayed asleep. Some to everlasting life, which is the kingdom, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. That means the ones of you that didn't listen, you're going to be in the kingdom, but you're going to be ashamed, but you're going to get out of it. You're going to get a pat on the back. No, don't worry about it. Blase, blase. Okay, the verse is the basis of the later Jewish conception of Gehenna, which is the valley of Hinnom. As this is the Greek way of saying the Hebrew word valley of Hinnom, as a place of everlasting punishment. In other words, it's parabolic. That's all it is. Gehenna is the Hebrew Hinnom, valley of Hinnom, the place where of old human sacrifices were offered to Molech. Didn't I just read that? Didn't I say it and then I read it? Jeremiah 7:31. It says, take their sons and their daughters through the fire, right? Jeremiah 7:31. And for this reason, desecrated by King Josiah, 2 Kings 23 and 10. And he defiled Topheth, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire to Molech. So the king Josiah had to give out an order. Look, y'all better not hear none of y'all take. And they were secretly doing that, man. This is why you talk about the hell and slavery and the hell that we went through, cannibalism, all the things. The Most High had to get us good. But anyway, I'm getting ready to land this plane. But that's what it means, my man. Now, if you keep listening to Bishop Nathaniel, because he does not have 100% truth, and at this point in time, he's not a prophet. He's not a prophet. He's a false prophet. If you keep listening to him, you're gonna be eaten by fire and worms. But you'll be all right, because there's no such thing as an eternal hell. And I don't know if he made a backdoor deal or whatever the case may be. I don't know if his brain cells it's dissipating. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I know one thing, he's dead wrong, and we here at the Great Millstone are right, 100% right. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.